What's up, guys? Captain Wheelman here, back with week number 3 of myself chasing for the Class B championship in iRacing. We're heading to Japan this week. Split number 1 of 1 split. Strength of field is 1985, but that is deceiving because we have Brian Schoenberg, the pro, right there in front of us, that blue car. His I rating is over 6,000. The guy on the outside of him, Andy, he's close to being a pro. His I rating is over 4,000, and mine just a shade over 2,000. So that only means one thing: we can get a lot of I rating if we can get a top 5 this week. We're in the top 25 headed into this week for the championship points here in Japan. I had a pretty good run for qualifying, 38.582. That was third best for division number 3, but it doesn't matter when you're going against a pro. He's going to be fast. He's going to be an alien. We're going to have to downshift hard into corner number 3. That's going to be interesting. The car does like to slide around a lot in this track, but I kind of like it. So we're going to do a lot of wheel wiggling here today, folks. Let's go. Already getting a little bit of aero tight there. There's no sense of trying to fight off Andy. You got to kind of let these guys go, but this is where it's going to be hard. I mean, you could get easily tapped because you're braking so hard getting into corner number 3 there, and then the car could just slide right around. The thing about corner number 1 is you barely hit the brake. You kind of let it just slide. All those Minnesota winters are definitely helping me. They're giving me good practice. Look at this. I feel like I could get good time there in third corner. Woo! Spoke too soon. I'm going to have to control the throttle a little bit better if I'm going to get good speed getting out of the corner. See, that's the difference between the pros, is they can get out of the corners very fast. And if I can get the car out of the corner a lot faster, I think I could get a lot more speed. Woo! Watch out. You know, it's expensive bringing these cars over to Japan. We only brought one. Let's not damage it. All right, there's a first caution. We're going to skip right through this. Who likes to watch me run around the track at 50 miles an hour? Nobody. All right, we're back. Not a lot of people pitted except for the people that get wrecked. Those rookies. It is a small pack of cars today. I think there's only like 15 or 16 cars. I was afraid that the race wouldn't go official, but it is an official race. I think you only need 8 in Class B, if I remember right. I can't remember exactly. Someone will correct me in the comments. I know that will happen, so we're going to have to get nice and tight. Hook our chain right onto Brian, and hopefully he can teach me some lessons. Whew. It's not getting the side of Andy. He got his car into that corner pretty good. You guys notice that bump? See, if you get too much speed with that bump, your car will just whoop, spin right around. Look at that wheel. You can slide your car around that corner a little bit if you're not careful. Now, I was a bit surprised when I saw this track on the circuit, but this has turned out to be one of my favorite tracks. I really like it a lot. I mean, it's got nice long straightaways. You know, it's got two different corners, one where you have to really slam your brakes down into and downshift and kind of do a little bit of wheel wiggle to get down there, and then you have to kind of power the car with a nice little throttle control getting off the corner. It's a very nice track, especially for the B car. I think trucks here would be a lot of fun too. A car, I think, would just be too much horsepower for this type of track. Not that you couldn't do it, but... And I feel like you could go multiple lines here. Not that you would want to do it. I mean, iRacing, you rarely ever have two lines, especially in fixed setup. That's something I definitely would like to see in future releases of iRacing, is where, you know, tire wear off makes a big difference with the type of line you're racing on. Woo! Woo-hoo-hoo! See, I gotta get better with that. Like, some of the pros, I could watch them and they're just masters behind the wheel, like just wheel wiggling it. You know, I'm not too bad, but I'm still learning. But given I'm in the top 25 headed into this week, after just 2 weeks, Richmond and Indianapolis, I feel like I'm in good position. And like I said, I'm only racing one race a week. Ooh, I think Andy hit the wall there. If he kept on doing that, that would be good. And if it looks like this corner is a little bit bumpy, it's a little bit deceiving. It's not so much bumpy as it is, it's just you don't have a lot of grip, so you're working the steering wheel, just kind of feeling it out. It's a very slick track. Ah! There's a lot of that going on this week. Getting out of the corner there down to the front stretch. It's kind of fun though if you can control it just right. And I know it's, you know, you guys would love to see the mirror and the relative, and you'd love to see it live. I'm going to try to overclock my CPU. If I could do that and get really good frame rates and record at the same time, I'm going to try to do that. But I have a few more weeks I got to catch up. We have Bristol coming up, and then we have Iowa, and then we have Phoenix. And I've already circled the last 2 races on the calendar. Atlanta and Las Vegas, 1.5 mile tracks with some decent banking. Those tracks, you gotta have to really do a good job with the braking into the corner and then good exit with the throttle control. I feel like those type of tracks are like my type of tracks. So if I could have a strong showing, whew, it would be good to have a championship ending first week of March in Las Vegas. But we have to get through a few more weeks before we get there. Top 2 cars already getting away from us. All right. Another caution, guys, but we're not going to skip this time because this track is so slick. Tire wear off is an issue. It is a little bit longer if you couldn't tell by the timestamp on the video. I think we go, what, 45 laps around this? Yes, 45 laps. So we're about close to midway, so we're going to go pit. And since this is oval, you guys need to see some pit. But first, we got to catch up to these guys. You're probably saying, why would you show me the pit? You've pit before, you've skipped it. Why would you show me pit this time? Well, I wish I had some dramatic music. I wish this was where the Hollywood effects would come in. You would hear the pulsating music. But this is low budget. This is, I think, where the pros get separated from some of the amateurs, right? As pit strategy, do I take right sides only? Do I take 4? I decided to take 4. Obviously, I'm not going to fill up my tank. I don't need any fuel. I'm good for the rest of the race. But I want to get some fresh tires. I figured I have nothing to lose. I feel like I was racing pretty good. I think it's I pretty much feel like I have a top 5. So... missed my pit stall. Yep, got a little bit too anxious there. I do notice that in the replays, though, you don't see anyone's, like, you know, pit boxes. Look at that guy. Yep. Yeah, overran my pit box and did a nice little slide job getting out of there and almost ran into Eric there. Yeah, that was not good. I'm sorry, that's Devon, I think. Number 5, Devon. Yeah, so now that we are now in 4th, we're going to be starting the outside. Now is okay time to skip through all these pace laps. Who likes to watch me going 55? Alright guys, we're back. I lied, we're on the inside. Some guy decided not to pit, and that's going to be a bit of an issue. You have Brian Schoenberg on the outside, you have Andy on the inside here, you got some guy in first place with old tires. Not a good combination here at this track. Yeah, let's just hope he doesn't wreck everyone. And he's got car number 11. And here we go. Single file we go. Guy's got old tires, he's going slow, we're going around him. We can't let that choo-choo train leave the station. Whew. 5 car got a little bit loose there. See, even I'm being thrown off by not looking at a relative. I believe that's the 5 car. Or is that the 3 car? Woo! Let's get it sliding right in that corner. We just need him to go wide, and then we can just slide right underneath him. I do have to say this track has turned out to be one of my top tracks. I really do love this track. But next week we go to Bristol, and I can't stand Bristol. I'm just not a short track guy. Like Martinsville, Bristol. You know, whew, car's going sideways. Ooh, another caution, guys. Let's skip right through this caution. All right, we're back. We're still in 4th place. At least the top 4 cars did not pit. So we're going to go racing, hopefully for the rest of the way, without any new tires. So we're going to have to make do, slipping and sliding around this track. And here we go. Not the best start. Look at that start that Brian got. That isn't the number 5 car. That is Devon. And he's going sliding. You can't see him. And Andy's going wide. Got powered it. I'm actually kind of shocked that there's not a lot of cautions. Typically, one of the things I do before I jump into a race is I jump into watch mode, and I like to watch a race, just get a feel for like what the racing looks like. Because it's so hard to get a feel for what the racing's like in practice. So that's what I tend to do. I just jump in it and kind of see, like, are there a lot of cautions? Do people pit? And there were a lot of cautions in that race I watched. I think there were like 8 or something like that, so I was really nervous. But this one, not too bad. Only 3 cautions thus far, and we're getting closer to the end of the race. Over halfway done. As opposed to like next week at Bristol, there's probably going to be a caution like every lap. I'm just anticipating the safety rating going way down. Look at that. Gotta power it through there. I feel like early on in races, I give up so much time, and then I get stronger as the race gets on. Because I don't know. I'm just a second half racer. I think that's going to suit me well in the longer races if we could stay caution free. That's not always the case, though. Sometimes the tire wear does get to me. Sometimes fatigue gets to me. Consistency is key in being great. You can just feel the torque. Here we go. Power it off. Could have probably got a little bit more speed. You almost want to get it where your car's like kind of going sideways, but like not too much oversteer. Sometimes you can catch like Brian and Andy. You can see their cars are kind of just somewhat going sideways, but it's like controlled sideways. That's what I want to do. I mean, I'm just happy to be like within eyesight of these two guys. I mean, Brian being a pro with a 6,000 I rating, and Andy with a 4,000 I rating. I'm just sitting here back here like with 2,000 I rating, and I'm just, you know, I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job. I'm not losing a lot of time to them. I mean, I'm like 4 seconds behind Andy. And I mean, at this point, I feel like I'm catching up to Andy. I mean, look at Brian just running it off, man. I mean, that is just alien-like. I I really feel like that's the difference, is that the really good guys, like the pros, they could just, if you ever watch them in the cockpit getting off a corner, they could just get off the corner so much faster than everyone else. I don't feel like it's so much on the entry as it is so much more on the exit. So I feel like exits really got to work the wheel and the throttle, and if you can get really good at it, I think you can gain a lot of speed. All right, guys, another caution, and we're not pitting, so we're gonna skip this nonsense. So we're back up. It's gonna be interesting with everyone on old tires here with just a handful of laps left. We're gonna try to hook our bumper once again on Brian, and we're gonna try to get ourselves at minimum top 3. I feel like I have a really good car. It's kind of deceiving. Everyone's got a fixed setup. I feel like I'm really good. Let's go. Oh, it's like I gave him a bump. Got Andy on the outside. We're going to race him for second here, guys. Ooh, look at that bump. That's the only problem when you're going side by side. You just can't get that speed. You can't hit that wall. He's got the advantage, but I got the advantage hitting the corner here because the inside lane here is best. Yeah. He did a pretty good job just kind of getting the speed there on the outside. I guess I'll concede. Take third. Whew. A little bit too much speed there mid-corner. Let's get it off the corner. Let's go. See how the car's just kind of, you know, kind of going sideways a little bit. Just 2 laps left, guys. I mean, top 3 can be within, not a doubt, top 3, but can I catch Andy here? I mean, I'm giving it my all, guys. Could have had just a little bit more throttle. Just a little bit more throttle there. Ooh, too much. That wasn't good. Gotta bring it off this corner. Oh, there we go. A little bit of wheel wiggle. White flag, guys. 1 lap left to go. A little bit too much speed entering the corner. Gotta bring it out around. I don't think we're going to catch him. I'm giving it my all. Wheel wiggle tire. Let's go. Power it off. What a race, though. Facing these 2 excellent racers. Top 3. It's pretty good. Pretty good. So after 3 weeks, guys, 3 top 5s. We are in the top 10 after this week for points. I will see you guys at Bristol next week.